We are entering into a new era of the NBA now, and I want to know who you would start your franchise with. So I actually have a list of players, and so we'll go head to head with these players, and we'll see who we end up with, if that
Okay.
works for you. Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
So first up, we have Cade Cunningham and Jalen Brunson.
So I have to pick one of them to start my franchise.
Yeah.
If
And
you
and and think about how they are right now. Like you're getting them as they are right now.
if you think that I'm going to pick against my guy Jalen Brunson, so obviously Cade is younger than Jalen, but I think watching this playoffs this year, I think you saw, and obviously Cade was banged up and had the injuries late in the season, and the stage that Jalen is in is clearly he is in the prime of his career. And if you are trying to win a championship now, as we're in the midst of a up 2-0 on San Antonio in the NBA Finals conversation, I mean, you can't pick against Jalen. And obviously, if you're trying to be a little bit younger and have a longer window, and there's some other guys around you, you might pick different. But there's no way I'm picking against my guy Brunson right now.
Wait, so Brunson might sweep this whole list, but let's keep it going just for the plot, okay? So next up, Jalen Brunson and Luka Doncic.
Boy, having seen them play together and hear the comments, when you hear, I think, Luka was asked, when did you know that Jalen was a special player? He talks about when Luka was out in the playoffs and Jalen came in and he had a 40 ball and played so good. And he said, I think he could be one of those guys. Kind of, he was saying, like me, like Luka. I'm gonna have to again go with, and I'll try not to be totally biased here.
Okay.
I mean this. I do think that in the midst of this playoff run, you have to take Jalen and his, more than anything, his ability to close games and be clutch. I think the stat was before going into last night, since 2023, Jalen Brunson has 144 clutch playoff points, meaning when the game is within 5 points of the opponent in the last 5 minutes. I think the second guy was like 88 points. And so maybe he's played in a lot of playoff games, great, but it's like irrelevant. The point is, when it's tight and when it's a playoff game, the pressure that's in the hands of the guy with the ball in an ISO situation to be better than the guy in front of him, who usually is the number one defender on the other team, and he has 144 points, twice as much pretty much as the next guy. Luka's an unbelievable player, but I'm going with the captain.
Go Brunson. Okay, so we have Jalen Brunson, Paolo Banchero.
Okay, maybe I'm going to end up just picking Jalen all the way through. Banchero's he's a stud. He has some big games in the playoffs. I do think though, like the 3-level scorer that Jalen is, it puts him on another level. I mean, he can hit from 2 steps behind 3. He can hit with contact. He can get fouled. He can finish at the rim. I think, Paolo, unbelievable talent, but I'm taking the captain again.
Okay, now we have Jalen Brunson and Wemby.
Yeah. And no,
You said, yep.
no, I think we're getting to watch it right now.
Yeah.
And it's not a dig at Wemby. He's a phenom. He's got his team in the finals at 22 years old, but he's in his 3rd season. And Jalen Brunson is in the prime of his career. He's gone through the hard times and he's proven that he can make the shots, he can make the plays, and specifically, as of last night, even though he had a really bad night shooting the ball, and San Antonio did a great job being physical with him, the ball was in his hands late, and he hit that big little step back about 6 to 8 feet away from the hoop. And then he makes one of the 2 free throws to go up by 1. So
yeah,
and Wemby missed. So I'm going with Jalen.
Okay. You know what? I'm just going to give you the last 4 and you'll tell me if any of them are even close, because I feel like, Brunson's just going to sweep. But we have SGA, Cooper Flag, Jaylen Brown, or Anthony Edwards. Any of them even sniffing Jalen Brunson?
No.